Hello everybody, John here, and today onto the garage I've got Molly on my lap, so I'm looking like Blofeld, sort of, and we're doing a bit of a catch up on some loose odds and ends but don't really warrant a video on their own, but I've got various questions from members of the subscribing community and a few other odds and sods I wanted to share, so I thought we'd have a little bit of a compendium of bits and pieces. So consider this an XK8 show. Isn't that right, Molly? Whee! Hello. So Andrew Major, who's sometimes known to us as Oak Tree 3, he spotted some numbers stamped under his bonnet, and then on the top edge when the bonnet's open, it's the bit that's high up and it's right in the middle, and they're on show. You don't have to remove any trim panels to see them. And he wondered if they were some sort of date code or other piece of information that might be interesting. The simple answer to this one, I do not know the reason for these numbers, but I went and checked on my car, imagining, as Andrew's is quite an early one as well, this might actually be the same on every car, and it's the stamping number or pressing number for the internal strengthening sheet that goes onto the bonnet skin. However, as you can see on my car, 090860, it's actually a 6D, is entirely different. So this is not the same on every single car. It could still be the pressing number, and it changed between my very early car. I remember mine was a October 96 car. And the slightly more productionised one that Andrew's got. But I don't think so. So I'm asking for any of you guys. Did you work in Jaguar or the supplier for the pressings? Have you got a clue? When you lift your bonnet, it's in the middle, head level, and it's on show. You don't have to pull back the trim panel. Do you know what these numbers mean? We also had a nice message from Ricky Young, which is very similar to a lot of other messages and inquiries I've been getting. And that is, following one of my recent programs, I showed some details of the ABS pump cover. And it was a throwaway comment, you got to take it off to get at something else. And it caused quite a lot of interest because so many people didn't have the cover on their ABS unit. What we've discovered as a group since then is that only the earlier cars, and we're probably talking the first 2 years here, so discounting 96, the 97s and 98s do seem to have this cover over the ABS motor. Most other cars don't, and that is following a little theme we're seeing emerging, where the very earliest cars had a lot of inconsequential extra bits of trim, extra covers, bits and pieces that were probably costed down quite early in the program and not fitted to later cars. Anyway, Ricky has managed to get hold of an ABS cover and a set of brackets for his much later car, and just wanted to see an image of the brackets on mine to get an impression of how they're fitted and how it all works. These aren't brilliant photos, the access isn't good, but basically you've got this pressed steel bracket with 2 grommets in it, and it's attached at the bottom to one corner of the screws that bolt down the actual ABS motor. The other side has a bracket that goes underneath the motor itself, and again you've got this grommet at the top, and the plastic ABS cover just pushes into 3 grommets with 3 legs. It's not very snug or secure, but obviously it's not going to fall off either. But yeah, it is a possibility. If you have a later car and you just want to tidy up under the bonnet, you could get yourself an ABS cover and set of brackets from a much earlier car. Next, we've got a couple of images of a subscriber's car. Nothing unusual there. I've got loads of photos I still need to share with you guys that have been sent in. But these are from Joseph Sherman, and he's got an Arden Jaguar. And we don't see an awful lot of Arden Jaguars in the UK, and I'm a complete sucker for them. I think they look great. So if you're not familiar, Arden is a tuning house. It's a German one, and it's one that's recognised and approved by Jaguar. There are various others. I think Paramount is probably one of the better known ones in the UK. If you're into Vauxhalls, then you'd recognise the name Irmscher. Well, that's kind of the same with Arden. It's a recognised, approved, linked tuning house, even though it's independent. And Joseph is lucky enough to have an Arden Jaguar. And I just think they look cool. They're always radical enough to be very obviously different, very obviously Ardens, but not so outlandish, but they're cheesy or kit carish. So I'm a real sucker for them. And hopefully Joseph will send us some more photos in, hint hint. And I'd like to encourage you, if you've got an Arden Jag, then I'd like to put together a little compilation of photos or little video snippets of those cars. So send them in. If anybody does want to send in any photographs, little stories, a bit of video clips that you don't want to use the comments for, then you can always use the channel's email address, john@tothegarage.co.uk. Next, we've got some more images from regular contributor Neville. Many of you remember Neville and his car because we've all drooled over it previously, it being a bit of a Silverstone lookalike. And we've commented on the fact he's got the bonnet mounted number plate, and it really gives it a certain look and stance. Well, Neville has now colour coded his side markers and put clear lenses instead of the amber ones for his repeaters. On the silver, I genuinely think the look is very, very impressive. Don't know how it would look on my car with rather an extreme colour like aquamarine, but it blends in nicely, no longer catches the eye. And Neville has done all this himself, so basically he's just got hold of a set of the side markers, he's given them a light rubbing down, he's given them a primer, he's given them a couple of coats of the top coat and then lacquered over them, and the finish he's managed to get is very, very reasonable indeed. He's also made a wise move with the side repeaters, and instead of getting rather expensive custom Jag ones, he's got Ford Escort, Mondeo, Cougar, Scorpio side light repeaters. Again, Ford's part bin, sometimes we criticise the Jag for having Ford parts on it, but it doesn't half help when you want to get some. Also, following on from the pollen filter saga, Neville has investigated his car and he hasn't got the pollen filter or housing, so he's managed to get actually a good photograph of what it looks like without that in place. Now, it's got to be said, most cars you would anticipate there being a plastic blanking panel on there with a small air intake. Neville's doesn't even have that. Again, is that a cost down thing? I'm not sure. But yeah, you can see the captive female threaded riv nuts in place in order to mount the pollen filter housing. And I think triggered by another one of the recent videos that was provided inspiration by one of our subscribers on getting rid of the milky finishes on your dashboards. Neville sent us in these pictures of his mismatched dashboard. So this is this car as he got it, and you can see that the left-hand veneer panel really does not look like it belongs to the set. And in this picture it's even more obvious that the three bits and pieces don't really come together. Now, I can actually believe that this is original fit and that is one piece of wood, because you are dealing with a natural product. Add to that a bit of age, so that maybe one side's seen a bit more daylight than the other. I can believe that that is original fit, but that's pretty unusual as a set of veneers, you've got to say. They do not look like they live well together. So Neville got hold of this set as a second-hand set, I believe, and has fitted that to his car. And you've got to say, those really do look like they belong and give it a nice classy edge. The last image is of those fitted into his car, but you can see the matching so much better when they're laid out like that. And there they are. And that all now looks like it belongs. So it is a thing with the natural woods. You're never going to find two cars that are identical, and some of them are going to match up an awful lot better than others are. Really intriguing. Thank you so much, Neville, for taking the time and effort to send in your stories and some pictures so that everybody else can share. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little compendium of bits and pieces. And to that point, I'd just like to point out that I have received so many photographs, so many little stories, so many questions and inquiries via email, through the comments. It is overwhelming. I mean, literally hundreds each month. If your comments or questions come to me via the YouTube channel in the comments area, then almost without exception I manage to get round to them and comment back, give a bit of advice and thank you. And that's because YouTube was, you know, at the heart of this. I really enjoy the platform, and that is the extra hobby I added onto my automotive hobby. The messages I get elsewhere through Facebook and email and all sorts of other pieces, I sort of work my way through when I can. But I'm pretty good at responding to the stuff that comes direct through YouTube. I don't want people to think that because John hasn't replied to an email, John hasn't showed my photos yet, that John doesn't care. I care greatly. But this is a hobby. I do have a job to do when I'm not in lockdown, it's got to be said. And yeah, I'm doing this because I enjoy it. And I will get round to stuff as soon as I can. And if I don't reply to every email, I apologise. It's just not possible always. But that does lean onto another thing, and it's a question really for the 5,500 of you that subscribe to the channel regularly. And that is, there is another thing available to us now, which is channel membership through YouTube, which is a paid for thing. I mean, small fees, we're talking like a few pounds a month. I don't know if that's something that people would be interested in, and I'm looking to you to give me some sort of indication. I have no intention of making my videos something that you pay to view. That's never going to happen. I do them because I like them. I do it because I enjoy sharing. That was a hair. And you're sharing, and I love getting the comments and feedback, and it makes me feel like I've got my friends round in a garage with me all the time. That's never going to change. But there are a few things that I could do different and extra for people who wanted to pay to be a member of the channel. Things that I've got in mind is that quiz night that I did. Really enjoyed it, but it genuinely took me near on 2 days to sort out, with a combination of working out the questions, filming it, editing it and getting it online. It was quite an epic thing. I don't mind doing them, but it's not going to be a big or regular part of the channel. I could do that once a month for the select few. I've been asked lots of times if there is a index for all of the secrets of the XK8. I am building one. It's quite good. It's working out nicely, and it's basically going to be a spreadsheet with all the thumbnails, all of the secrets listed for each video, and the direct link. So you just click it and it goes straight to that video. And I am thinking of getting some stickers and bits and pieces made up. So, you know, you put all those together with the odd special video, and it might be something that a few of you would say, yeah, I'll pay a few pounds and do that. And obviously I would pay attention to those particular questions from those people a little more soon, on the grounds you maybe have contributed a few pounds to the channel. I know I'm rambling, but I don't know how it would be taken or viewed by you lot. and I'm interested. So let me know what you think. I think that's it for now. I'm going to go outside. It is sunny, and go and do a little bit on Olive the T2. And I've got a couple of secrets that I'm going to film today while it's nice, but I'm going to save for another day. So see you all soon. Please subscribe, please share, and I love you all. See ya. Bye.